Have you ever thought about how powerful just one single phrase can be? I mean, can it actually define a life? Well, in this story, we're going to see how three destructive little words nearly broke a young girl, and how her refusal to be defined by them ended up changing everything for an entire village.
You are a burden. Just take a second and imagine hearing those three words every single day. For a young girl named Asha, this wasn't just imagination, it was her reality. These words were a constant echo from her family, her village, from society itself, all because she was born a girl.
So let's step into Asha's world for a minute. It's a small, dusty village, a place where a girl's value was being questioned before she could even really understand what the question meant.
Her life was just relentless work. While other kids were still sound asleep, her day was already starting with this incredible physical labor, hauling 2 heavy metal buckets of water. And this wasn't a choice, it was just what was expected.
And as she'd walk to school, whispers like this would follow her, from the guys at the local tea stalls. It was just the mindset there. Educating a girl was seen as a total waste, like a temporary investment before she was inevitably married off. Think about this contrast, right? While her brothers are sleeping peacefully, Asha's fight for an education was this quiet, lonely struggle. You can just picture her, can't you? Studying by this flickering lamp, the pages of her books literally covered in the ash and dust of her life.
And look, this wasn't just some idle gossip from strangers. This idea was so deep-seated that even her own relatives would say it to her father. The message was just inescapable. It was echoing not just out in the village, but inside the walls of her own home.
So after years of being told she was worthless, you can imagine, Asha reached a breaking point. But, it's often in our darkest moments that we find a new light. And for Asha, that light came from a completely unexpected tragedy.
This was it. The final blow. The one door she kept fighting to keep open, her education, was about to be slammed shut for good. And for the very first time after all that struggling, Asha actually considered just giving up. And as she sat outside, just feeling completely hopeless, a tragedy unfolds right in front of her. A life is on the line, and the whole village is totally powerless. 20 kilometers. That's a world away when every single second counts.
In the middle of all that sadness and grief, someone just quietly says this sentence. A sentence that really captured the village's helplessness. But what was a sad thought for them became a spark for Asha.
And right there, in that moment, something shifted. Asha made a decision. She decided she was done being defined by the voices that called her a burden. Instead, she was going to define herself by a new purpose, to become the person her village so desperately needed.
Okay, so a dream is one thing, right? But turning it into reality, that's a whole different story. This next part of her life, it was a long, tough, grueling journey, all fueled by that one single promise she made to herself.
Let's just pause for a second and appreciate this. Each step you see here represents years of incredible sacrifice, earning just a few coins for notebooks, the endless nights of studying, and then defying every single person's expectations to not only get to college, but to graduate from medical school. Every single step was its own quiet rebellion.
And this brings us to the climax of the story. After years away, she came back. But she wasn't the girl with the torn school bag anymore. No, she returned as Dr. Asha, carrying the fulfillment of a promise she had made to herself so long ago.
Can you just picture it? A small, simple, white building. But that building, that sign, it represented so much more. It was a physical symbol of her entire journey. And for the village, it was a brand new symbol of hope.
Talk about a complete reversal. The very same people who once dismissed her as a burden, now they were standing in line, literally placing their health and the lives of their kids in her hands. Her identity was completely transformed in their eyes.
These words, spoken so softly by an old man, they carried the weight of the entire village's regret, their acknowledgement. It was just a simple sentence, but it was the validation she had earned through years of pure, relentless effort. She didn't need their approval, but man, she had earned their respect.
You see, this story just completely reframes what it means to be a burden. That label was never about Asha's weakness. It was always about her society's blindness to her strength. She proved that the very people who are underestimated, they often have the greatest capacity to lift everyone else up.
Asha's story is such a powerful reminder of the real human cost of judgment. And it really leaves us with a big question to think about. How much strength, how much talent, how much incredible potential do we overlook every single day, all because of a single thoughtless word?